So our new spin doctor had a little round with Mr. Doocy because for some reason the government does not want to admit that we're in a recession. You'd think they were worried about getting people pissed off or something.
Great, but so as you talk about plans on the other side, it was this president's plans that contributed to inflation, right?
No, it was not. It was this president's plan. If we talk about the American Rescue Plan.
So as she speaks, she's got the believe me look plastered to her face. She's not making very good eye contact. She's constantly looking down. So the brain is searching to fill the void of whatever nonsense is coming out of her mouth.
Look, Peter, when the president walked into this administration,
and obviously she's a little exasperated. Look, Peter. She's taking the conversation and she's pausing it verbally. She's also like relaxing on one side, so she's leaning on something with one hand at him. Look, Peter, we've got to build back better. And it's got to crash first. I wish you understood that. It's the transition.
There was an economic crisis, there was a COVID crisis, there was a climate change crisis, and we're still dealing with a lot of that right now. But the president turned the economy back on. There were businesses that were closed, schools that were closed, and because of the American Rescue Plan, by the way, no Republican voted for that plan, and that plan had $350 billion for public safety, another thing that Republicans talk about, but they actually don't do, and they don't push forward on a policy that will help our law enforcement. That plan helped put us in a stronger labor market.
You notice how she always got the finger out? She's always got the finger out. It's either pinching something or it's coming out sideways in a pointy fashion. You know, I am the all-knowing finger. Basically, it's somebody who has the attitude of a parent talking to children, an authoritative parent. Or a nanny state, which this seems to resemble very well.
And help make our economy stronger. And so that is what is happening. It is not the president that has created inflation. There are also outside factors.
And she's rolling her eyes. And there's also outside factors with her hand motioning to the outside world because they're not behaving. They didn't show us the oil. She's very perturbed at how things are not coming together as they plan, and people just don't understand that the recession is good for them.
That has led us to where we are today.
If things are going so great, though, then why is it the White House officials are trying to redefine recession?
No, we're not redefining recession.
If we all understand.
No, we're not redefining recession. She says that literally looking down, tight-lipped in her mouth. Believe me look, even as the thought is going through her head, she's not talking. She just has a believe me look just plastered on there. She's extremely deceptive and lies on top of lies. Just like you can't trust nothing she says.
In a recession to be 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth in a row, and then you have White House officials come up here to say, no, that's not what a recession is. It's something else. How is that not redefining recession?
Because that's not the definition.
And poor Doocy here. He keeps putting his hands together, kind of like a submissive praying, forgive me for coming at you strongly, but I'm not trying to attack you, but I am going to say it.
Definition. That is not the definition.
Brian Deese said in
And then she just dismisses him. That's not the definition. That is not the definition. She refuses to give any good eye contact. She's looking away. She's now shuffling papers around to indicate, I am done with you. I am going to move on now. I am not going to argue this. You can't say it. We didn't redefine it. We just defined it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know how you could sit there and say that. How does she do this with a straight face? Maybe that's why they go through so many of them. Because they can't stand it anymore. I don't know. It's just so freaking weird.
2008. Of course, economists have a technical definition, which is of a recession, which is 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth.
I can tell you this.
Yesterday he said 2 negative quarters of GDP growth is not the technical definition of a recession.
It is
What
not.
changed?
It is not.
Why did he say that
It
was?
is not. I can
What's the difference other than who the president is?
speak to what he said yesterday in front of all of you, which is the last thing that you just repeated. There are many factors, economic factors and indicators to consider, and I will say that the textbook definition of recession is not 2 negative quarters of GDP. We have a strong labor market. We have business that's investing. We have consumers that are also very much, in.
All right, so basically she's just a liar. And kudos to Doocy for pushing back. She just keeps going at it. She's like I don't know, it's like she's wearing a helmet and just keeps running into that wall. I'm just amazed anybody comes to the White House press briefing to get any news. It doesn't seem like there's anything of truth coming out.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
To be notified of all videos that get released, because not all of them can be posted here, in the description is a link to our Telegram channel, and if you subscribe, you'll be notified of every single video, and we don't spam it with anything else other than video releases.